Good morning, class. I am David Korir. I am your trainer. Today, I am here to take you through Microsoft Office Excel. That is one of the package. And in Microsoft Office Excel, we shall learn the following objectives. One, we shall learn on how you can create Excel sheet. Two, you can learn on how we can do some calculations such as average, sum, total, and even grading the students according to their performance. We can also learn on how we can create or insert charts, create borders, alignments, and many other things. So let me start from how we can create uh, Excel sheet. Firstly, you need to click on Start button. You need to click on Start button. Uh, After clicking the Start button, uh, scroll through the programs, and then click on Excel sheet, Excel 2013, and then you click on blank workbook. So this is what we call Microsoft Office Excel. In Excel, we have columns. So columns are this one, they are this one, this A, B, C, D, this one A, B, C, D. You see, these are what we call columns. Rows are this one named 1, 2, 3. These are what we call rows. And then when we talk about cells, cells are this one. These are what we call cells. These boxes, all these boxes are cells, and cells are intersection between rows and column. And rows are horizontal arrangement of cells. These are cells arranged in horizontal manner. So these are what we call rows, horizontal arrangement of cells. And then columns are vertical arrangement of cells. You can see cells has been arranged vertical so that it can form what we call column. Columns are named using alphabets such as A, B, C, D, and rows are named using what? Using names, using numbers or numerics like 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on and so forth. So next is what we call cell reference. Cell reference is whereby you give the address to a cell. You say which cell is this one. You start by writing B. The cell reference for this one is P2. P2. It is column B, cell 2. So this is the cell reference for this cell. The cell reference for this one is D. It is D5. D5. D. You start with a column and then 5, the row. So it is located in D and then cell 5. So that is how you can give the cell reference to your cell. That is what we call cell reference. That is just giving an address or a name to a cell. So let me start by showing you how you can enter data into Excel sheet. Let's assume we have a school by the name Mwachon Primary School, and Mwachon Primary School needs us to come up with a Excel sheet for their standard 8 results or NDAM results. So first you type the name of the names. You start by titles, name, and then next is maybe English. The subject now English, English. Next is Kiswahili. Next is maths. You enter theta, and then you go to next which is science, and then next is SST stroke RE. After that one, you start now entering the data for student name of the student. Let me start by maybe someone by the name Mary. Tonu, maybe that is the name of the student, you realize that the name is larger than the box or the cell for name. So what you need is to extend, you click here, and then you realize that there is an extension which appears when you click at the columns. You now drag and then you drop, and then you will now have enough space. Let me assume this person got a score 45 English, maybe 58 in that one, 69 this one, 86 this one, and then this one maybe 48. And then let us now insert another name, maybe June Mohammed. June Mohammed. Let's assume John Mohammed score this one. Score this one. And then let's go to the next person, maybe Eric. Eric Onyango. Eric Onyango. Eric Onyango, let us assume Eric Onyango has scored 85 in English, Swahili 76, Maths 56, this one 65, this one 50. Then next is maybe someone by John. John Kamau. Another student is John Kamau. Let's assume John Kamau scored this one. Let us assume John Kamau scored this one. Next is maybe someone by Mary. Magdalene Gurui. Let's assume Magdalene Gurui scored 58, 35, 46, 46, 2, 40. And then let's use this one so that we can know. Let's assume that is what we are required to do. We have been asked to do the total, maybe to find total marks for students, and then maybe average. So for total marks, we shall use formulas. So let us save this work first so that we can, let me save the work, save it, and then let me click on desktop. Let me save on desktop. In case of PowerPoint, let me use results. Then we go to results, and then results, click save. Let us now use the formula. So the formula for total, you start a formula with an equal sign, and then write sum, and then open the bracket, and then you now tell the computer that you are working the total from which cell to which cell. So you are working from this cell, which is P2, and then you put a column. That column means true, and then through which cell? Through this one. This is SST, and then you close. So this one means you start a formula with an equal sign, sum, you write sum, and then you open the bracket. You tell the computer you are working from the cells P2, which is this one P2, through this column is through F2, and then you press enter. After pressing enter, you get the answer is to be 3 or 6. The sum of this person is 3 or 6. You click here, and then you ensure you saw a dark one, a dark addition sign. So you drag, and then you drop, and then you get the rest, and then save your work, save your changes. So that is how you can do it. That is how you can calculate total. So let us now come to average. For average, each and every formula must start with a equal sign. Start with an equal sign. Type the word average, and then open the bracket. Our average, we are doing the average for this person, which is P2 through P through F2, and then you close the bracket, and then you press what? Enter. So before I press enter, let me explain. Each and every formula must be started with an equal sign. Type average and then open the bracket. Do the average from cells P2 here through what? F2. And then you do what? You press equal enter. And then after pressing enter, come here, drag, and then drop. And that is now you have you have completed the average. So you save your work, and then you are good to go. So finally, for this lesson, you can now do what? You can now insert. You can now write what we call. You can insert a title. We forgot to insert a title, but I leave it intentional so that I can show you how you can insert a cell, a row. So you click here, and then you right click, and then you click insert, and now you can type your title as Mwachon Primary School and research, something like that one. And research. Let me add another row. So you can now select this one up to this place. You can click merge and sender. You can click merge and sender. And remember, merging is combining two or more cells into one. This one will enable you now to change. Maybe you can change font color. It will be very easy for you to change the font color. It will be very simple for you to change the font size. You can even also change the font face, font style. So which this one we learned font face we learned in Microsoft Office Word. Let me because let me select more what merchant sender. Then you save your work. So for this one, for this group, this is phone group. We learned you through Microsoft Office Word. So there is no problem for this one. This was font face, font size, font color. Okay. Yeah. So that is not this marks the end of today's lesson. Unless there is any question, if there is any question, you can ask. I'm ready to answer your question. Any question? Okay. Silent means so there is no question. So let us meet at computer lab so that we can practice what we have learned from today's class. Next day we shall learn on how to create borders, maybe create borders. After creating borders, putting grade or remarks, and then we have even more. We have standard deviation and so on and so forth. Even create inserting graphs. Okay, so let us meet in the computer lab, and God willing, we shall do the rest tomorrow. So thank you.